Alright, this is WhyBeAre, and we're going to have a pretty short BeamNG video here because it's just a small mod that really piqued my interest because years ago I had a decent interest in this and then I stopped having interest in it because it was unobtainable to me. So this is the Grand Marshal with the Chrysler jet engine. Now the Chrysler jet is not like something really absurd actually. It's a real car Chrysler had in the 60s. There was like only 50 of them produced or so. But it had a turbine or turbine engine, depending on where you're from. You can pronounce it either way. At least I've heard it pronounced either way. I'm probably going to say either one because I said that and I'll be overthinking it. But anyways, it has a turbine engine in it, which is really terrible for a car, but it's absurd and kind of just one of those crazy cool pieces of history. So this right here is just a recreation of just the engine. So it's kind of hard to really show it off and how it is compared to a normal engine, but the things to note are a little bit easier to show on the version that has 10 times the horsepower of the real one. But it's one of those cool things. But like I said, so it was a Chrysler thing. In the 60s, they had a car. There was only like 50 of them made that had a gas turbine engine that could run on like anything. It was one of those neat things. It could run on anything. That's one of the things that made me like first hear about it. It could run on like jet fuel, that vegetable oil crap. I would assume the ethanol. I mean, I don't think they really had ethanol back then to use in cars, but ethanol, diesel. It could jump something combustible in there, it would run. Because it's a turbine. It's not like an engine where you have a very kind of fragile combustion chamber. It's a turbine. And, you know, it's a lot simpler than an engine. It's kind of like my car with the rotary. It's a lot simpler than a piston engine, less moving parts and all that. But it's illogical to have in a car, just like my engine I have in my car. So, some of the things to note about this is the way it accelerates. It's slow. It was slow in real life. It only made a little bit over 100 horsepower. And you can't change history. Well, technically you can. What if it made 1,000 horsepower or so? That's what this is. And this kind of shows some of the interesting quirks of the engine a bit better. The first thing is the throttle lag that the engine supposedly had. Now, this is something I'm going off of memory here from a few years ago, but it was noted that this car had significant throttle lag. So I've actually played with this a little bit already, and it does recreate some throttle lag in the BeamNG, and it's very noticeable here because you can see when the throttle is really pushing the car based on when the tires are skidding out and leaving marks. So listen to when the engine starts revving up before like the tires, like they have grip and then they lose grip because of the throttle lag. It's one of those funny things. It's hard to explain, but it's really different when you try to drive it. So if you notice, what I'm trying to show you is that the first second when you start accelerating, it really kind of just sits there because of the throttle lag, and it's just like, it's getting up there because it's a turbine. It takes a while to get up to the like 40,000 or 50,000 RPM red line that the turbine had in real life. So it's like, oh, and it gets there. Now the sound is nothing like real life. I think I might have said it before, but it's nothing like real life. It sounded a lot like a car in Gran Turismo would in real life. And I mean that in the best and worst way possible. If you look up a video for you might find it. I think there's a video, but it's kind of neat. But it was just one of those things, and it's just interesting. And it's like, I saw this, and it's just like, I don't know how I'll make a video for it, but it's one of those things that's just so cool. Like, you can see right here very well, like when it's already moving, the delay for the wheel spin, just watch. So you're moving, you're driving, then you step on the accelerator. And hopefully you can kind of just see what I mean by throttle lag, how you step on the accelerator, you're okay for a second, then you just start skidding out. Now the real one, it wouldn't do that, but it's just a really good way to just kind of show off the kind of power output that the car has easier, like the way it puts out the power. totally different than a normal car. It feels wrong driving this, like the way the power output is. But that's because as far as I know, it's realistic. It's one of those weird things. And, yeah. If you want to know more about the engine, just Google it. And, search up 1963 Chrysler jet, probably, and you'll find it. You know, I could have looked up more about it, but I didn't. I know it has a kind of a weird like transmission type thing. It had like no torque converter or something, and I don't know, man. It was trippy, and it was just like I saw it, and I didn't know how to make a video, but I had to just do something because it interested me so much years before. And like I said, you can kind of see the way it has that delay. That's the most noticeable thing. If it had the sound, that'd be amazing, but it doesn't. That's the part that's like, oh. Now I'm hoping some crazy person out there models the whole car out, makes it perfect and all that. That'd be awesome. But we'll see what happens. And as a note, if you do get this, it does not modify the stock Grand Marshal. It is a separate folder, so you could have it or not have it, whatever you want. The engine, it does look identical to the stock, sadly. It does not have any fancy looks to it. It's the same looking engine. There's no modeling, it's all just kind of code of the engine itself, which is cool. And yeah, man, it was weird. Like in real life, if you were driving, what you would have to do is let me think for a second. So what you would have to do is when you accelerate, well, you'd have to wait for the engine to warm up, otherwise you'd ruin it because it's a turbine, and just what I know about turbines says don't run that shit cold. And so what you would do though is you would usually have to kind of like keep the RPMs up more than normal cars. You'd be like, wait, go, type thing like this. I don't know how you'd really drive it in real life. Actually, in real life, you wouldn't have the 1,000 horsepower engine. You'd have the normal one. You have the normal reasonable engine. So you'd have the normal reasonable engine, and it's like just kind of trying to get the turbine up, going and going and going. Turbines, I should say. I believe there's 2 of them. Or was there 2 of them? I don't remember. Maybe not. I cannot recall. I think there might have only been 1. There might have been 2. But, man, it's weird. Like, you can see that. That shows it good, actually. Hold on. The way the throttle hangs, like you accelerate, it takes a while to get up to the high RPM range, and then it hangs as it slows down because this is a turbine. It's winding down from like 40,000 RPMs, you know? So just listen to the way it accelerates. I'm hitting the throttle all the way to the floor, basically, and just listen. And if you want to compare that to a normal car, so this is the difference. Whoops. What are you doing? You notice how fast that thing winds down and up? Because it's not a turbine going at 40,000 RPMs. Big difference. But there's not much to show. It's just, like I said, it's just one of those pieces of history that I loved years ago, and it's just kind of cool to see it in a game. Because I've never seen it in a game before, and, you know, it's cool. So I was like, warm this thing up. I'm shifting the gear for max power. God damn it, wrong gear. And since this is BeamNG, let's just go ahead and... Otherwise, people will get mad at me if I don't crash enough. Probably. I'd get mad at me. But yeah, it's just, I've never seen it in a game before. You know, it's cool. And like I said, if you want to know more about this, look it up. It's cool. I mean, to me, it's cool. I'm like, you know, I really like that kind of stuff. The whole, that kind of shit. I like that shit, but maybe not to you. But to me, that's just so cool. And then they got in the game. It's even cooler. And it's a game I play. And it's a game I make videos for. And it's just like, it's only 20 hours old when I saw it. And it's like, there's no videos for this probably yet. And nobody's gonna pay much attention to it because they probably don't understand it much. At least that's what I assumed. Alright, that's WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.